Welcome to day 2 of 12 Days of Hytale, where I got to sit down with MuffledMuffin, asking him his thoughts on Hytale and its release. Thank you so much for taking the time to actually sit down and have a brief interview with me. When did you first hear about Hytale and what got you into it?
So the very first time I heard about Hytale, I was watching an old Minecraft SMP called Shady Oaks, which was like Dan TDM, Think Noodles, Think Sia, Echo X Soldier, bunch of your classic Minecraft servers in like a quote-unquote retirement home. And I was watching an Echo Soldier stream, and he offhandedly mentioned Hytale, and I was like, wow, that sounds cool, what is it? Looked it up, found Hytale news, didn't think about it again for a couple months, and then through another SMP, this time Third Life, I had subscribed to Martin in the Littlewood, and then when the winter 2021 blog post, I believe, came out, I saw a video from him talking about Hytale, and that's kind of what fully got me into the game. And then over the next couple months, I kept getting more and more into it, which was unfortunate because that was the peak of not getting Hytale news. So this is really the first time in Hytale's lifespan that I've been around where we actually get substantial quantities of news, and I am overjoyed by it.
I know it feels like, almost every hour some days there's like a brand new thing that we're getting to see.
Yeah, I'm having a problem with my daily update videos because I feel like I have to do it later and later because Simon's staying up until like 3 or 4 a.m. Quebec time, and I'm like, what if you post a tweet after I've made my video? That's not very good.
So it seems like you've actually been covering Hytale news for about 2 years now, but what actually got you started in actually doing YouTube?
Oh, and doing YouTube, back in, how old was I, 14? Yeah, when I was 14, I started a YouTube channel. I talked to my parents, they were like, yeah, sure, if you really want to, you can do that. Where I was making Minecraft Redstone videos, because I love Redstone. They weren't very good. If you go back and listen to them, you'll be like, wow, this is awful. And that was kind of reflected, but I made videos every like couple days, which was a lot of fun and I enjoyed it. So then after a while, I can't remember if it was an instantaneous switch or if I took a break and then I switched, but I switched over to Hytale content, and then that started picking up a lot more traction, so I was like, hey, this is cool, let's keep at it. And then if you look at my channel history, I didn't really keep at it that well. I just would post like 4 videos in a month and then disappear for another 6 months. But kind of the way I got into YouTube was just through excitement about Redstone, and I think originally the dream was like to get on the Third Life SMP or Hermitcraft or something, which obviously was never ever going to happen, but that's, I think, the origin story from what I can remember.
Well, dude, I've tried so many times to learn how to do redstone, and I can't. I don't know what it is. I cannot figure it out.
Yeah, no, that was the big thing that I liked doing, because, engineering student, it pretty much goes hand in hand with wanting to do redstone, so I like designing farms and contraptions and all that fun stuff.
What engineering are you in?
I'm in mining engineering,
so cool.
Very much influenced by the existence of Minecraft as a video game. I ended up taking that route, so now I'm gonna do Minecraft IRL for a living, which is pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. So when the game actually does release, what's the first thing that you want to try out?
I don't know, I've been considering this a lot over the past week or so since the release date was announced. I think by necessity it's going to be exploration mode just because nothing else is going to exist. So I'll hop into exploration mode and kind of see what there is and what I want to do, and more importantly what I want to make videos about. And then from there I'll kind of pick a direction, try to go with it, and if that works, it works. If it doesn't work, well, I'll reevaluate, think, hey, what's interesting to me, what's interesting to what people want to see, and then I'll go down that route.
Awesome. Do you have a particular NPC faction that's your favorite, at least at the moment, having seen what we've seen so far?
So I think currently, based on everything we know so far, it's Outlanders, probably mostly because Outlanders are the first and I think only faction to have their own full blog post about them. I think that the Scarix, based on the levels of lore they have in the game, have the potential to become my favorite style, because it seems like there's a lot of cool backstory, and just generally I really like the design of the old Scarix. I think that they all act really cohesively and they're really cool. So probably Outlanders for now, Scarix maybe in the future.
I've seen a lot of people pushing for the new design of the Scarix, but I really do like the old design. I think I think it fits with what they are a lot more than the new design. Kind of almost looks more alien tech than bug.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of the purple and gold color scheme from the new ones because I feel like the beige brown one from before fits in a lot better with the whole Zone 2 aesthetic. But I'm assuming that there was some further plan to modify Zone 2 in some way to make them fit better that we weren't aware of.
Speaking of zones, what zone are you most interested in exploring?
Definitely Zone 3. Like, Zone 3 is like my dream real life location. I like mountains, I like evergreen trees, so definitely for sure Zone 3.
And if there were to be any mod possible, what is a mod that you'd like to see made in Hytale?
Definitely some sort of Pokemon mod, like Pixelmon or Cobblemon, because I think with what we've been told about the Hytale modding tools throughout the years, which obviously you can't really trust old Hytale information anymore, but I think we should be able to make some really solid Pokemon mods. Obviously, it's going to be tough because they're going to take a really long time to be made, and they're going to get sued like crazy by Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think there's very, very good potential for some very unique interactions to be done in a Pokemon mod.
Going along with that kind of thought process, what's a mini game you'd like to see on a Hytale server?
Just plain old duels. I have a theory that the first big Hytale server is going to be a server that starts off with duels and maybe a couple other PvP minigames. Because I just think it'll be really good in the beginning to see, like, here's how PvP is good in Hytale and maybe different than other block games. But I think duels has very high potential for early game Hytale at least. And then in the future, I lack the creative intuition to say what sorts of mini games I would like to see, but I'm sure people are going to think of some crazy stuff, and I'm really looking forward to trying them out when they do.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially with the way Hytale's combat looks, I definitely think the PvP game is going to be a lot more intense than Minecraft's will be. So, what content do you intend on making when the game releases?
It's a big thing that I've been thinking about again since like Hytale's release date announced, because I've gotten, I want to say, quite good at making like the kind of video essay format that most Hytale YouTubers do right now. And I have not notably gotten good at making any sort of gameplay content. So the main problem I have with thinking of what I'm going to do is I don't know what's going to be in the game. Initially, I had plans to make content about whatever automation Hytale has, but I'm sure most of you watching are aware automation has been cut from the release edition of Hytale and will be added at a later date. So if there's any possibility to farm mobs in the base exploration mode, I'm probably going to try making content about that. And if there isn't, I'm planning on doing like a pseudo Let's Play, which his Let's Plays have kind of been murdered by YouTube over the past couple of years, but like making content in an exploration mode world that just is slightly less linear. And then I also want to check out servers as they pop up, because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And mostly I just want to hop on with my friends, have fun. Hopefully if we're having fun, the people watching will have fun as well. Some of the other content I want to make is SMP content. And the problem with that is I don't want to be the one to have to reach out to people or to host a server, which means I basically just have to wait for dumb luck for somebody to invite me to an SMP. But I'd really love to be in an SMP, because that's, like I said earlier, what inspired me to start my channel. And I also have in my mind, I don't know how true it is, that SMP content is a lot easier to make super engaging, and just more fun for me as well, because I can converse with other people, which is a lot easier to come off well than talking into a microphone, as I'm sure some of you who watch my videos may know. I am sometimes quite monotone. You've probably also heard it throughout this interview.
I mean,
I struggle to express things when I'm talking to a stationary microphone.
I have that exact same problem. But yeah, there's already been a couple people that I've reached out to just to do these interviews that have asked about if I planned on doing a group with all these people that I'm interviewing and creating up an SMP. So maybe that's something this whole group of people I'm interviewing ends up actually doing. So maybe. All right, well, thank you so much, Muffled Muffin, for taking the time to have a quick interview. YouTube channel, Twitter, anything you'd like to plug, go ahead and plug it.
Yeah, probably. Right now, let me check. I think my YouTube channel is at 984 subscribers, and by the time this video comes out, it'll probably be well past that. But if you could go subscribe to me, I make mostly sometimes daily Hytale update content, going over the news. Once Hytale comes out, I might have time to make some videos still, so I'd really appreciate it if you headed over and subscribed to me. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks once again to Muffled Muffin for taking the time to sit down for an interview. If you're not already, go subscribe to Muffled Muffin. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.